Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk About It, Steph. I have the one and only Kenneth Morgan Agarella, who is running
Who?
from there.
Hold up,
Did I say
hold
it
up.
right? I
What
said
was
it
my
wrong.
name? Aguilera. Hold up. It's Aguilera.
Agarella.
Uh,
You know I can't see.
Aguilera.
Where are my glasses? My bad.
Aguilera. Aguilera.
Aguilera. Isn't that what I said? I didn't say it right.
Stephanie.
Okay, I'm bad. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. I say everybody's name wrong.
I'm gonna let it have it. I'm
My
gonna let
own
you
too.
have
Sorry. Let me put these little specs on so I can see. Oh, wait a minute. Too bad I can't blow this baby bad boy up. So, when you hit a certain age, you can't see.
it. I can't read this screen if I didn't have my glasses on because all I can see looks like it's a big ass blur. They call it.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate being a blur today.
Come
Well,
on.
how are you doing? How are you doing this week?
I'm surviving, Stephanie. Just trying to get back into the groove of this campaign stuff and republishing my ads, and just it's time to get back out there. We got about 100 days before the general election, so I gotta get out there and get some re-hype up my stuff and kind of get it going. But at the same time, Stephanie, I'm teaching three full-time classes this summer and for summer school, and between that and the regular job and the campaign, hell, I don't know if I'm coming or going most of the time. I'm not going to lie.
You know what? I feel you. I feel you. This has been a very busy week with funerals and other things that's going on. Yeah, it's been a very busy week, and hopefully it was a very busy weekend. So hopefully things will start calming down. But I'm gonna tell you, I know we're gonna wind up getting into it because I got some hot topics to kind of talk about, especially with the AI. So people are talking about AI in the data center and the effect that it's having on the environment, which I have to say, you see, I'm losing my voice too. It's the weather. It's that hot weather out there.
Just need
But
hot
it's a
topic.
lot of things that's going on. Listen, I need to do something. It's been happening for about a week now. I'm like, okay, will I be able to have a nice little cute little singing voice if my voice sounds like that rough tone, that old fashioned stuff.
You just need your little heated whiskey and a little drop of honey and a peppermint. You be good. Take it back old school. We ain't too far in age, Stephanie. I'm over 50 now. Come on.
I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Well, you know what? Look like everything that we like to do that was old school, they're saying that something's wrong with it.
Stephanie, everything that we did back in the day is making full circle. They talk shit about, now they saying drinking alcohol is okay. They're even trying to say smoking weed is okay in moderation. Now, if you listen to all the research and everything else that's happening, was it weed, cigarettes, drinking alcohol is supposedly okay now? Something else that they were advertising that wasn't good. But everything that Big Mama used to say, baby, do a little turpentine, a little card, a little castor, a little this, a little that, and it'll fix it. Everything that they were doing then, Stephanie, they're bringing back. They just call it holistic care. That's all. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Honestly, I'm a big believer that our bodies will fix itself a lot of the time if the mind is right. Now, sometimes the body won't, and you need some help. But I'm a big believer in letting things run its course, even when it doesn't do well for me. I got sick a few times and had the flu and didn't want to go in. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. The doctor said, Kenneth, no, you ain't. You got double lung pneumonia. And I was down for about a month because I just don't like medication. I don't like everything being prescribed. You do too much to the body and the body forgets what it's supposed to do by itself. I
You
believe
know, I agree. I totally agree with you because I'm one. They will tell you I am the worst person to take medicine. I hate taking medicine. Of course, I'm a diabetic, and there's like it starts off with one little thing, and then it's like two little things, and then there's like five or six. I got a whole pharmaceutical over here over one little thing that it ain't cure that. So I'm sitting up here like, what the heck? You
that
know?
you
But
too with
you know, but
turpentine.
I'm traumatized every time I go in the kitchen. I see all them pills.
Did I tell you I was on the Miss Pat show? You know who Miss Pat is,
Really?
right? I went to
Yes.
Atlanta and I was on the Miss Pat show. So when season six, I can't tell you what it was about, but
Okay.
season six, I was on the Miss Pat show. And
Oh,
we bust jokes, went back and forth, and that was worth me flying to. So went back when you missed me last week, Thursday evening, I had
yeah.
just landed in Atlanta for the Miss Pat show, and we filmed 6 hours on that Friday, and then I came back home Saturday night. So yeah, I'm gonna be on TV again.
Ooh, you already getting your scores. Okay. What they do? Yes.
Hard hit.
That's amazing. That is amazing. You know what, I would love now one show that I would love to get on. That is my dream show. Is General Hospital. I would love to be on General Hospital. So anybody out there that's listening, I'm such a huge fan of General Hospital, and I would love to be on there with Sunny.
No,
I would.
no,
I
man.
would love to be on there with Sunny, Carly, and Jason, and just be kikiing with them. But that's one thing I would love to do. I should be the specialist. I'll come
Ooh.
in as the specialist. Mm,
You could always
interesting, huh?
be Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, that lady that's going around with the 6 degrees and 10 proposals and all that stuff on TikTok. You'd always be Cheyenne Bryant with the fake doctorate degree. But let me
I heard about that.
and she back on again. They keep talking about on online. Oh, she went on Amazon and ordered a cap and a gown to pretend to have a doctorate degree. If you're tired of her making the news, stop fucking talking about her. If you quit talking about her, she go away. So she came out and posted a new video with her standing behind some degrees on the wall and putting on the cap and gown. But as long as you talk about it, you hyping it back up. It's not going anywhere. But anyway, with that being said, I want to get into your hot topic of AI, Stephanie. That's one of my
Ooh. Oh my God. Okay, you ready to get on? Okay, so we're gonna talk about this AI data center. I'm gonna make my statement right now. Yes, I do sometimes use AI along with everybody else that use AI because it's everywhere, especially on these jobs to where you have to use AI, or there's Gemini and all these different things that we once upon a time did not have. You actually could use your brain to do things, and type up emails and everything like that, or do search or Google search. But now AI is basically in every single thing that you do in your life. And the problem that I have is that the governor is trying to bring in all these data centers in here, and it's affecting the environment. And I am against having that data centers in Texas because number one, before they even started putting a lot of them in here, we were already having issues with our environment. So we can't really so much blame it on the data center, but the data center is not going to help because we have air pollution, we have shortage of water, which that's the problem in of northwest Texas. They have a huge problem with drought. It's not raining enough out there. We don't have enough reserve out there. So of course, down South Texas, they have all these companies, big, huge companies that do plastic, and they're using up the water down there to where out there in Corpus, they had a water shortage out there. So we got to talk about the pros and the cons. There's a lot of cons that's involved in having them here because first of all, I think that these companies, they're big enough and strong enough to where they can come up with their own water, and they sure in the hell do not need to be getting no tax breaks on using our electric at all. Oh, people call me. That's
uh-oh.
what happens when you be talking about folks.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll say this. As a professor, Stephanie, as a medical provider, AI is everywhere. We use AI in the hospitals. We use all kind of AI technology. When you're in with your doctor, he dictates a lot of the information to AI, and AI will ask you questions. It's being used everywhere. I don't have an issue with AI per se. It's meant to make life easy. But I will also say if you become dependent on AI, AI will screw you because AI will give you information that's fake, that's false, it's not real, and you'll think it's real because it sounds so damn good, but it's not. So until you fact check it, like you have to do Donald Trump, AI can screw you. It can screw you. But I think it was meant to be used as an aid, Stephanie, and not intended to be a sole purpose to rely on to do everything that we need. Now, I like
Right.
it. I love AI. I've seen the different versions of it, but you still have to fact check the facts that it gives you because if you don't, you're screwed. Now, in Chicago, one of the major law schools have actually banned the students from using AI or even having computers in the classroom if you are an incoming freshman or sophomore in a couple of prestigious law schools. I just I don't have an issue with AI. I don't. It can be helpful, Stephanie, but I came from a time where we had the first computer had AI where you had to plug it up and it said you have mail and log on to AOL. I've
Right.
yeah, I've seen the advancement. I've seen things change, Stephanie, but we can't be afraid of new technology. But I think we have to be wise in how we use it. If you remember the movie Will Smith with the iRobot, all of the things that we're seeing now are enemy of the state with Will Smith was in it, and they predicted how AI can see in your house, how they
Terminator.
your cars. That shit was real, Stephanie. The stuff that
Yeah.
we seen back then that people thought, oh, it ain't real, it didn't exist. Bullshit. Bull. Let me clean my language. Bull. It was real. People just hadn't seen the advance or the technology, and now it's here in front of everybody, Stephanie, and it's alive and well. And you know, I can only say people need to open up their eyes. And if the things they think is so non-fiction or science fiction that's not real, Stephanie, it is. I can tell you as a military person, the government can see it in your house. They can use the satellites in space to see what's going on in your home. If you have these smart TVs with the smart cameras, if you think the government can't see what the hell is happening inside your house, you're a damn fool. They can see
Yeah.
everything. And if we're really looking for you, if you are truly wanted by the government, between the red light cameras, the cameras in you, trust me, they can find you. The things that we see on TV, Stephanie, are very much real. And if I'm being honest, I think aliens are real. If you think we're the only people in this solar system, on this planet, or in the galaxy, you've lost your mind. I'm sorry. Area 51, if you think it's not real in Roswell, Mexico, I would tell some people to go out and do some research, Stephanie. It's just, it's not possible. They think that there's no God, there's no higher power, there's science that says it isn't real. Stephanie, if you look at a woman's body, how she gets pregnant, how she gives birth, how her body does what it does, how the sun, the stars, the moon, the oxygen all feeds us, how can you tell me two stars just freaking collided and gave us all that we have today, Stephanie?
Right.
I, I,
That's
I, I
impossible.
I know I done ventured across from AI to other life form, but Stephanie, I believe that they are right here amongst us. Our government has known this crap for years, and even though Trump had this little press conference, Stephanie, it's to me, it was a distraction from the Epstein files. However, Stephanie, I believe that's how we have generational wealth. That's how you have people that invent all of these things suddenly. The knowledge came from somewhere, Stephanie. Where do you think it came from? Some advanced form of life. Somebody had to tell somebody something because we didn't just wake up and figure out how to break down every little fraction, how to break down the molecules within a cell. Stephanie, the knowledge came from somewhere. We didn't just
Somewhere.
stumble on it, Stephanie. So I
Right.
think that the higher powers or a higher power, different species from light years away or whatever it was, has given certain people certain information to use it to develop certain technology, and these people have developed wealth, which has been passed down through their families. Because Stephanie, I think it came from somewhere. Let's be real. These 7 foot people, 6'9", 7'2". You look at them things, and you telling me you think this stuff isn't real? I think an angel must have had sex with a human, and they created one of those half breeds that the Bible said ain't supposed to happen. It's,
Excuse me. You know what? I'm, I'm laughing because you was not in the car with my husband and I when we were having this discussion earlier today, because it was like, how did we get here? Where did it start? You know, and we were talking about the Bible, of course, about Adam and Eve, but it was like it was things here before Adam and Eve when God created the earth. There was more. We were not the only being that He made. So I agree with you, and I remember being a young girl, and I'm quite sure you probably around the same age as I am when the Jetson was on, and you remember Jetson had
The flying
the
cars and Judy and the robot.
yes. And I'm like, they were already thinking about that stuff way back. And I was born in the 70s. So, of
So
course,
was.
they were already, inventing these things. The knowledge, the technology was already here. Somebody had the technology, and I totally agree with you. I feel like a lot of things, like right now, currently, is a distraction because they don't want to talk about the Epstein, and we're gonna keep on putting the Epstein um, file out there because they need to go ahead and expose it. Because we definitely, like I said last week, we need to know exactly who is who. I want to know: are you a predator? I want to know.
It, it,
I want to
it's
know who I'm in the elevator with. I want to know.
it's out there, Stephanie. There's so much has happened, and people want to live under this rock to think things are not going on, things are not happening. You can't convince me, Stephanie, that there is not a higher power. Now, I believe in God. I believe God exists. Now, whether he's a male or female, don't know, don't care. But I believe he is real, Stephanie. Now, I would have to go venture a step further and ask her, then why do you allow? They say you have the right the freedom, the will of choice, and free will. But, Stephanie, how do you sit back and allow children to be harmed, women to be abused, all the traumatic things that happen on earth? How do you sit back as God and allow these things to come to pass? Now, those are questions I want to ask. I would love to know. Hey, God, I've sent a prayer, but I've never got an answer back. How do these things and why are these things happening?
You know what? I'm gonna have to bring you back on when I have the bishop and Pastor Daniels from Denton back on here. He has deep top. He's the pastor of D Top Church, and I
Mhm.
love going to that church. It's really small and it's very intimate, and I love going to that church. And I'm guarantee you, I have the pastor on and the bishop and Pastor Patrick on here. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to come on here, and we're gonna be asking them the questions that we all have questions about, because here we are in 2026, and it looks like revelation, y'all. Yes, those of y'all that don't believe, just keep on listening to what we have to say, because if you read the Bible and go into Revelation, it says a lot of things that happen in Revelation is starting to transpire now. So I'm gonna say this here, because I'm a PK all day long, and I'm a believer in God. I love God. I've seen the miracles that He has performed in my life. I believe in Jesus, and I'm telling y'all, if you don't believe back then, you gonna believe right now, because a lot of things that are happening, famine, wars, rumors of wars, but he said his word will still remain the same. So it's still a lot of things that still
That's not.
has to happen before the Antichrist appears, but it almost seems like he's already
I think
here.
I think he's here already, Stephanie.
Yeah.
One while they said it was Obama. Then
Mhm.
somebody tried to say it was Michelle. I believe that it's not Michelle. What's the chick that just ran for president? My brain is just went blank on me. They tried to, you know what? I believe it's already here, Stephanie. I don't
Mhm.
know who it is, but I believe it's already here. I believe hell is not the hell that people think it is. That under the ground there's a lake of fire. I think hell is what we're living through right now on this earth. Is what I
I
truly
think
believe.
so too. I
Uh,
agree with you.
yeah, because in order to go through this torment, the abuse, the things that you see happening, our crooked judicial system, our crooked legal system. By the way, let me switch ships. Rumor has it you familiar with JPS? I'm gonna throw it out. You familiar with JPS Hospital, right?
Yes.
So they are supposedly have a new CEO taking over in less than a week.
Wow.
And the new CEO that's supposedly taking over is our good old mayor, Maddie Parker. Supposedly, Maddie Parker, and I know I shouldn't say this, supposedly, Maddie Parker, the mayor of Fort Worth, is going to be the CEO over JPS Hospital come next month, August 1st. And so, which you would also know, if she's going to take over as CEO of JPS Hospital, she can no longer serve as mayor for the city of Fort Worth. So
Exactly.
that's some tea I think that um, people need to hear about. There's some lot of backwater and backwoods things happening right here in Fort Worth right now with our famous little mayor Maddie Parker, who odds is betting. And I'm going to put a bet on that little betting app to see if she is truly going to step down as of August 1st. And supposedly the assistant mayor or the mayor pro tem will take over her duties, which I think that's not fully. I don't think that because she has less than a year left on her term. I don't think that the city council would set a new election to replace her in the interim. I don't know, but
That Mayor Pro Tem supposed to step in.
they're supposed to, but they were saying that they was going to hold a temporary election because Chris Nettles, from what I understood, was possibly looking to run for mayor. But I also know my good old friend, my good old buddy Mia. Not saying that Mia, City Council District 6, was going to run for mayor, but I also know people in District 6 want mayor, want Maddie, not Maddie. They want Mia Hall out of District 6. So there's a couple hot seats cooking. Mia,
What?
Mia has she's burned some crosses, she's burned some bridges, and a lot of people have asked me why did I run in Mia's spot on City Council, and I actually considered it. Depending, and I still, it's something I truly considered. Depending on who would run for mayor of Fort Worth,
Hmm.
uh, right now there's two other candidates running besides myself, and I'm not going to throw out a name. But if one particular person does decide to run for mayor, I would step aside and run for Mia's spot on City Council. Uh,
Okay. But
because
Mill just got this position. What in the world could she possibly have done?
well, one, a lot of the people were upset because a lot of her donors were Republicans, and a lot of the MAGA team came out. But now also they were saying that from some people in District 6, they were pretty PO with Mia because Mia is not supporting the black community. Now, yeah, she goes over there to Como, but outside of Como, they feel like it's just a song and dance.
Ah,
And so I have
okay.
been approached by a lot of the people that voted for me for Congress asking me to run against Mia. And it is something that I truly considered. And I still consider because I have time up until January, sometime in January, is the deadline to switch to city council. So it's not off the table. If somebody else runs for mayor that I think truly has a great shot for mayor besides the two that are on the ballot with me, then I would step aside because I'm not going to be a distraction for Fort Worth mayor. I'm not saying that I can't do the job. I believe I can do the job as a doctor, as a a professor, an educator. I believe I'm qualified to do the job of Fort Worth mayor. Um, but I think there's someone else that is a lot more qualified that I think will do a great job. And honestly, what I would like to see, I would truly like to see Peoples run for mayor. I think Peoples would do great for mayor. And if someone like her ran for mayor, I would step aside
Well,
and run.
she ran before.
She ran
She
twice,
ran.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And she
yeah.
came pretty damn close to winning the last time she ran. And in that time that she has left and stopped and ran for from after she lost her last run for mayor, she ran for city council and she won her city council seat in District 5. Now, Peoples has done a lot to advocate against the data centers. She's done a lot to advocate for the people in Fort Worth. And when you have people like Chris and Mia being accused of taking money from those data centers, You notice you never seen Deborah's people's name come up in none of those things that supposedly took money from those places. Deborah has always remained a lady of her word. And if Deborah told you something, Deborah fought a battle, Deborah's word was Deborah people's word. And so
Yeah.
I think that she would do great for a mayor of Fort Worth. And because she's somebody that I highly respect, I would bow out the way and run against Mia for District 6 and City Council. No
Mm.
lie, full stop. That is how much I respect Deborah Peoples, and I would love to see her run. Um, and just people in District 6 is not happy with Mia. I can tell you that right now. And if I can almost guarantee you that if I ran against her, I'm 99% sure that I would beat her. And it's not like my Congress run. I can tell you that the people in District 6 are not happy with their current city council person at all.
I
So
believe it. I'm not happy with the one I have here either, and unfortunately, where I live at, Parker is our mayor, so I will be able to vote for people's if or you, whoever, whichever one of y'all will be able to vote for y'all. It's so Texas is so weird how they have the line. I live in the Denton County area, but we get Fort Worth services. So
yeah,
that means that we're annexed into their stuff. I'm
yeah.
like, thank God we don't have to pay double taxes. And that's another thing that people have issues with is about the property taxes. The property taxes need to stable or
It's
lower
I'm like
because people
yeah.
older people are getting taxed out of their homes right now.
Yeah, I'm like you on that one. I live in Crowley, but Crowley is annexed under the part of Crowley I live in is annexed under Fort Worth. So all my taxes are paid to Fort Worth. And so people ask me, how can you run for in Crowley, but you're in Crowley, but you're running for Fort Worth because my address is annexed as part of Fort Worth. But but I can tell you, with property taxes are constantly on the table. They wanted to raise taxes. Mayor and the city council just gave themselves raises. There are a lot of things that
Mhm.
are happening that needs to be changed, that needs to be adjusted. But there's a lot of backwoods, back house, back alleyway bribery, under table bids, and things going on. If you give me this, you give me that, I'll support you as a council member. And that's the fucking problem, Stephanie.
Yeah.
The people that we're putting in office that are there now are not truly representing us. Very few of them are. They're doing backwood deals. They're coming out and they're advertising for JPS Hospital and doing things for JPS, and they're doing backwood deals. Mia, Lord have mercy. They're doing backwood deals, Stephanie. You know, and they're not looking out for us and for the people. So I'm of the notion we need to get rid of the majority of their asses in city council. People in mayor we need to replace down to that crooked ass Hot Wheels of a governor, Ken Paxton. If we don't clean house and do something, Stephanie, we're going to be in the same predicament next year, the year after, the year after that, because not a
Yeah.
damn is changing. Period.
You know what? Since you said that, my thing is this, especially with the property taxes, with education, the people know that your children are being affected by both of these things, right?
Mm.
Because our property taxes go into the school system allegedly. It's supposed to go into the school system. We're supposed to be able to take care of our public schools, but our public schools, a lot of our public schools are shutting down, like Fort Worth ISD wound up being taken over by the state. Over here in Denton County, we had 2, 3 schools that wound up closing down. And over in my district, we had, even though they built this campus up in NSISD, they built it up really nice. They have a beautiful campus, right? But and they added 3 more additional schools in our district, but you laid off people too.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that were we had bonds that we had passed for them to go do a lot of these things, but I'm like, why will Governor Abbott not release the funds to help bail out these struggling school districts to where I would hate to be a principal right about now, where you fear for your job is going to be cut because you can't budget. You
Why
got to
would
be
it
able to,
Come on, Stephanie.
yeah,
Come on. I'm gonna call bullshit. You know damn well why Abbott is not putting funds out for public schools because he endorsed, he signed off, and he's been advocating for for private school vouchers for these private schools, and they've funded his campaign. So he has a million different reasons, monetarily, and other reasons why he does not support the public school system because everything that they've done to get rid of the public school system, he's funneling all those funds and all that money and our tax dollars over to a private voucher a private voucher system for private schools and allowing the schools to determine who they admit, who they don't take, who they turn away, which you don't get that kind of right now in the public school system. But you telling
Nope.
me the private school system can take funds from the public school system and redirect those funds to a private school? We have no say so. They can discriminate against the kids they want and who they don't want, the staff they want, they do not want. But you're telling me you're looking out for our children, but yet city council, mayor, none of the people that we elected, even on a local level, done any damn thing to stop it. Even if you want to look at our state house representatives, they failed us. Yeah, they did that bullshit excuse
They
of they
did.
boycotted when they did what do you call it, Stephanie? Where our House members in Congress they
Oh,
fled the
when they walked out, yeah.
yeah, but they didn't stay gone very long because nothing
Mm-mm.
really. If you're going to hold out, or now I can't remember the word for it right now, but when they held out and they left and fled the state to stop certain things from happening, in my eyes, it was truly done as a way to ramp up elections for certain people to get certain attention. Because at the end of the day, what did they stop? Not a damn thing, because they still gerrymandered. They still did the things that Abbott wanted. Because those that were congressmen and those that were state house representatives left temporarily, they came right back. If you were truly doing it to save democracy, to help the people that you're representing, you would have stayed your ass out long enough beyond a certain
Yeah.
time so that the vote still could not come to the floor because Abbott didn't have the legal jurisdiction to issue warrants to bring you back from California, from Chicago, wherever the
Yep.
hell it was. But to stay gone 3 weeks, 4 weeks was not long enough to bar him from holding an emergency session in order to get certain things on the panel or on the ballot during the time that he did. So to me, if they left then, their asses still should have been gone until a certain time frame because they did not serve anything. But what they did was they used that time stick and said, "Oh well, we boycotted, we prevented this and we prevented that." No, you brought your ass back. You came back within a short time frame, and then as soon as you came back, he held an emergency session. And what the hell did we prevent? Nothing because they put the
They had
gerrymander
the
out.
numbers. But the
Yeah,
problem was with that right there, you had a good majority of them that left. And I stand with them 100%. But there was those that were afraid that stayed and thought, oh, they're not going to do anything. I'm just going to go in there. Well, guess what? They did do something. You got locked up in there. They were going to hold
that
you in
part.
contempt. So, what purpose did we serve? I'm
Not a
with
damn
you on that, except for you got a name. Your
all
name is
you
out.
All you did was shake up your name in the community during an election season and say, "This is what I did." But Stephanie, damn, Stephanie's talking about me. Oh, see, my mind is running. All you did was shake up and give yourself notoriety for the current election that's coming. So you
Yeah.
can say, "This is what I did." This was all strategically planned. But Stephanie, people still lost health. They still lost health care. School systems have still been shutting down. You've had the governor turn over Fort Worth ISD to a private system. What have we accomplished in the DFW area or in Texas because they fled the jurisdiction?
Nothing.
What did we
I'm gonna
prevent?
tell you right now, nothing.
Not a damn
Nothing.
thing. So if you can't do the job we elected you to do, if you telling me you fled the state to protect us, to protect the people, then why the hell did you bring your ass back? Because as soon as you came back, you already knew the law. If you did know the law, you have people who work on your in your office or what do you call they have their people that work for them in their offices at the state level, and you have lawyers and everything you can call and say, "Hey, if we come back, what can you do? Can he still put this on the ballot? Can he still do A, B, C, D, E?" And they could have very easily found out that he can call for another emergency session. He can do A, B, C, D, E. Unless you out this line, this time frame, then he cannot change about it. There's not enough time to change it before the primary or the general election. You can do this. But they didn't. They stayed out about 30 days, if that, Stephanie, which they've done that before. And they came right back. And what did Abbott do? He held an emergency session, and everything that he wanted to do, he did. Nothing was done. Nothing was passed. The people that died in that flood over there in Guadalupe, along Guadalupe River, they still didn't get what they needed. He still didn't put that on the ballot. So everything that the people in the House state office said they were doing, along with city council, city mayor, they didn't do a damn thing, Stephanie. We didn't accomplish nothing. The people still don't have health care. Health care is going to go up again in January.
There
What did
is.
we solve? What did we accomplish with the people that we have in office? Not a damn thing. It was a song. It was a dance. It was an act. And now it's time to vote. These same people are going back out there again, asking you to vote for them. What was accomplished? What was done, Stephanie? What did we accomplish? And I know that was a redundant question, but not a damn thing. We got a mayor who ain't doing her damn job, who only looks out for the Republican Party, who only looks out for the wealthy, when the mayor is supposed to be a bipartisan position, looks out for the red, the blue, the green, and everybody in
Mhm.
Fort Worth. But if you roll down the streets in your communities, you will see Como and other low areas are not getting the help that they need. I live in an area, Stephanie, over here on my Chisholm Trail Tollway, and if our roads crack, baby, there's a black truck I hit 2 days later repairing the streets. Some kids put our community park on fire right around a couple months ago. And do you know within 30 days, they had the people out there fixing that damn park and replaced the park, the equipment, the grass, and everything that was burned. But the average house, Stephanie, is 400,000 and up. So that tells me if you go down the street to a $200,000 neighborhood, $100,000 neighborhood where the community doesn't have as much money coming in, they don't get the same level of care, Stephanie.
That's
It's
true.
where you live, how much money you have. So again, these things happen in Como. You got cops still shooting people. You got a lot of things that are still happening, but you haven't seen Maddie Parker on the news advocating as to why she did what she did, what she's doing to help the schools, what she's doing to help the poor communities. Not a damn thing has changed, Stephanie. But every
She
school that
has
has,
a title. I think she's just a title whore.
but that is correct. Now, I will
This
also
is
tell you, the mayor of Fort Worth, the way they designed the mayor position, the mayor doesn't have power per se. The power is within the city manager. It takes the
mhm.
city council and the majority of the vote to bring change. So if you don't have the mayor and the city council working together for the good of the people, not a damn thing get accomplished. So now what we have is a complete systemic failure on the part of city council, mayor, House representatives, and then on a congressional level. So we are being screwed on a local level and on a federal level. So if we don't go in and fucking clean house and start over with the county commissioners, with the city councilmen, with the mayors, if we don't go in and clean house definitely and start over, you're not stopping the infection. You're not stopping the spread of disease. It's still running rampant. Nothing has.
It's like a cancer.
It is.
It's like a cancer. You can cut it out, this one particular part out, but you still left the rest of it up in there. So we gotta dig deep and clear all of it out before it gets to the bone. And I'm afraid right now in here in Texas is that it's getting that cancer is has spread it and
So right
unless
now,
on
for
the things
metastasize.
to where yeah, to where it's gonna get ready to get to the bone, and once it hits that bone, it's over. It's game over.
That
I
when
still
it,
believe that Texas can flip, but I really feel like, excuse me, that we got to work together. And it's not a lot of working together, it's a lot of fighting going on. And there's not a lot of support. All support that I've seen usually comes at the top, like at the top of the ticket. All the
Mhm.
support is right there. And if you're down lower on the ticket, you got to scrap and try to grab as much as support. I'm really blessed that I get a little support from parts of my county and stuff that our county Delia Mills made sure that she put, hey, we're one team, so I'm glad of that I do have that type of support where I can go, hey, I don't have access to this, can I get this? So I do have that support because my um campaign is not being funded by PACs or big businesses or anything like that. My campaign is actually being funded by real people. and
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
So it's like I'm self-funding with a lot of people that believe in me, that are trying to help me as much as if they can. If they can't help me with donations, they're helping me do phone banking. They're helping do postcards and stuff, different little things that they're helping with. But a lot of other people don't have that type of rapport with other their counties or on the ballot. They don't have that support. So, I'm just saying, I'm thankful for the people that are out there helping me on mine,
But
because
Steph,
I need it. You do.
but that's not Democratic Party wide. It's not.
No, it's not.
If you look at the people, I can tell you, Stephanie, I haven't seen any damn body running for office for November's election in my neighborhood. And I live in a nice neighborhood, Stephanie. I have not seen one sign out. I have not seen any signs. I have not seen any door knocks. I have not seen anything happening whatsoever, Stephanie. I drive down the streets and I see very few signs. I see very little anything. I don't see people knocking on the door saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. This is what we're doing. I don't see it. Now I get online and I see some things here and some things there, but we're going to
Mhm.
have take it back old school, Stephanie, and get out and talk to the people in the community and find out what they want. But I'm also going to have to say is that we may have those that support us, but as a whole, Stephanie, is if a majority of voters don't come out and support the candidate, Stephanie, we are right back where we started at. Nothing gets accomplished. Nothing. Our
Yeah.
children are suffering, our grandparents are suffering, healthcare is suffering, hospitals have been shutting down, Stephanie. And what hurts me the most is as an educator, I am an educator. I'm a college professor. And I can tell you, our children will suffer, Stephanie, because of lack of knowledge. They are going to
Yeah.
suffer. We got to do something, Stephanie.
But that's what they want.
Yeah.
And when I say they, because people are on to this thing about the they thing. When I say they, I speak of the GOP. And I can kind of move them out the way. I'm speaking of the very, very rich people, those elite peoples that don't want our children to be educated. They don't want our kids to know about history. They don't want our kids to know about science. They don't want our kids to even know about biology. So and they definitely don't want them to be able to read the Constitution, because if you are able to read the Constitution, then you know when they're doing something wrong,
But they won't.
illegal, like
Yeah.
right now.
But the Bible. But yet Ken Paxton is okay in putting the Bible in classroom. I believe in God, Stephanie. By all means, I do. I believe there is a high power. But you're telling me you can put the Bible in the classroom, but you can't educate our kids with the books and the information they need. You can't pay our teachers the salaries they need to teach the classroom, to give them the supplies and the things that they need. I am terrified at what's coming, Stephanie, because if we
Yeah,
don't stop and do something today, our tomorrow is already in trouble. We can
yeah.
stop the bleed, but we got to do something now, Stephanie.
But you know what I think? Because we kind of talked a little bit about AI. I think in the future, AI is going to be that teacher that's going to be teaching the kids. So there's not going to be a need to have teachers in, and that's what we have to fight for. We have to fight for teachers. We have to fight for making sure that our kids get the right knowledge that they need to be successful in society. And they're pushing it to a point to where people are not going to have the knowledge to be able to work AI. AI may get rid of some jobs. I believe it. I believe
Oh,
that
it
AI
already
is going to
has.
eventually get it's gonna dissolve a lot of these jobs. But you got to be able to have your skilled workers, the people like plumbing, people that do hair. I
Yeah.
don't want no machine, no robot trying to do my hair. I want my beautician, Helen May, wherever, do my hair, because you know how I like it. We got to have people that do electricity, the electricity, do make sure our water is clean, and we got to have somebody in place that believes in the environment, that can make sure that we have clean water, clean running water. And let me tell you, and with these data centers too, they have equipment enough to where they can put this big huge equipment and drain the
The
sky
grid.
from the cloud, and make their own water, so that won't affect us. They can make their own stuff. But these cities need to put bills in place that protect the consumer, because I don't want my electric bill going up because of a data center.
But it's
I
going
don't
to.
want to be having water shortage because we're not getting enough rain.
But they're giving them
That's
tax.
the problem.
Stephanie, they're giving them huge tax credits and incentives to open up these things. But yet, you got other things that are needed here, but we won't do, and we refuse to do to help our communities. But we're going to give millions of tax dollars credits to these data centers and these AI models. Now, there was an AI that, if you caught the news early in the week or last week, one of the AIs hacked another
Went
AI
rogue.
system. You remember hearing
You
about
know
that?
what? The first thing I thought about was the Terminator.
Yep.
I I thought about the Terminator. A lot of times when they make these movies, they're actually talking about real life stuff that's probably going to happen in the future.
It's
So they're giving you heads up. So pay attention to stuff. And if you haven't seen the Terminator,
better go
y'all
watch it.
need to go watch it,
Go back to the
because
original.
go to the first one, Terminator 1, and you'll understand what we're talking about, because the machines are taking over. Look at what's going on now. The machines are literally taking over. And then let's go add this on here with this Big Brother privacy thing that Bush 2 had put in place. We agreed to let Big Brother watch us. Big Brother watching us through everything. So I went to Oklahoma, and they got them everywhere where they watching you. So
Mhm.
now they got a system to where they can monitor your phone. So as you're traveling through a city or a town, that they can pick up who you're on the phone with.
They can pick it all up. Now that that
Yes.
that that act expired, but they're still doing it. And Trump was telling the Congress that he was protesting that along with the Save Act. That if they didn't pass that in the Save Act, he was going to hold back somebody, because he pulled somebody had a confirmation hearing. I don't remember who it was, but he pulled them back and refused to allow it to be unless they passed the Save Act and that Privacy Act, what gave the Department of, what was it, Homeland Security, whatever, was the right to go in and listen to your phone calls, to go and kick in your doors. Big Brother is watching, and if they think he ain't watching right now, they got another
You
damn.
like,
They're
yeah.
watching, they're paying attention. This is why I keep telling people, if you think the government don't know where your ass is and what you're doing, you crazy. They just have chose to ignore you for now until you cross their radar and they're ready to deal with you.
It's not time yet. That's just like all these secret police officers, ICE. That's what they are. They're gonna be over the police officer. So I feel like me running as commissioner, it's very important that I stand up for our police officers, because in a minute they're gonna be just like us.
That
They're
they
not gonna be able to make a decision because they're gonna have to go through these people. They over trump them, and I feel like we don't need ICE. If you want to send ICE somewhere, send them down to the border then.
that baby that was killed on that boat. Did you hear they found the audio where they called in saying the ship, the boat was taking on water and leaking, and in the
In Mississippi,
background
yeah.
hear somebody
Yeah.
saying that baby, that 18-year-old kid was down, and they saying, well, is he dead, is he dead? You could hear these things in the background of the phone call where they called in dispatch to get help because they said the ship was taking on water. But now what got me,
Okay, let's switch over to Nolan Wells, because I do want to talk about that, because it's whole. Okay, y'all. So there's a lot of things that's going on with the Nolan Well case, and if you ever, first of all, my heart goes out to the parents, and especially the mother, because the mother works in the medical field. She's a PA, and she's getting threats. And I'm thinking, as a mother, why would you be getting threats? Because you're saying, I want to know what happened to my child. I would want to know what happened to my child too. I would have the same questions that she has. So why is it okay to threaten her, but you're not threatening the people that was last with him? That's the problem that I see. I don't know if they did anything to him, but how I grew up, if you go with somebody, you come back with somebody. Ain't no such thing as, oh, I'm gonna wait right here. I got my butt spanked for not living with my aunt, because my aunt left me and I walked home and I got my butt spanked. And the reason why I got in trouble behind it, yes, y'all, my dad did He spanked me because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I wasn't disobedient. A person, a grown up that was in charge, what was responsible for me, she didn't do what she was supposed to do, and that caused me to take other action. So I walked home, and my teacher seen me walking, and he came and picked me up and dropped me off at home. So and in the neighborhood that I lived in, I'm gonna tell you, I got spanked not because I wasn't in a car with my aunt. I got spanked because I got in a car with somebody that I shouldn't have been in a car with, but he was my teacher. So I should have been safe,
Should be the
but
key.
my father didn't look at it as me being safe because things happen. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. I get what Nolan Wells' mom is saying. He should have came back with them. What happened to my child? So that's the question. And it's all kind of videos and alleged videos of him being dragged. Like I said, when it first happened, I believe that they got into a tussle on that boat. He slipped, he hit his head. I don't know if somebody hit him and made that happen, and they threw him overwater to try to cover it up. Or he went to the house on that boat. I just got a lot of alleged things that I think that
Right.
possibly could have happened.
Those other kids on that boat should have with lawyers immediately, especially the one that
Me
was rich, should have with lawyers
and
immediately.
scrubbing the phones and scrubbing the phones. Why would you scrub the phones if you don't have anything to hide? Why would you take his phone and scrub it if you didn't have anything to hide? Why did you hide his keys? Why did you take his phone and didn't want to give up the phone? Why are
There's,
you lying? So
there's,
that's my question. There's a lot of truth. This is some things and a lot of lies, and I'm like, I cannot wait until we get to the bottom of the story. But I kind of believe allegedly, I kind of believe
foul play happened.
there was foul play. I believe that there was somebody that was jealous of him. I don't believe that young man took drugs. I don't believe he could have drank a little bit, but he was getting ready to go work out with the football team that Monday. So
Yeah.
why would you
It's not like
do anything that will cause you to be in your best shape if you're trying to work out? So I have a lot of questions as a mom. I have a lot of questions too, and I'm gonna tell you, we on top of that, we gotta watch out for our military people that's active, because we just had over the weekend, which almost scared the mess out of me. There was a MS at in Lawton in Oklahoma with two soldiers, actually three soldiers. Two, and two were murdered. Two was M. I know we're not supposed to say out on YouTube. Two was M, and the other person that did it took off and committed S.
hmm
So,
I
and the
close.
craziest thing is the young lady that was taken away, she was getting ready to be deployed to Iraq.
hmm
So we have to check on our soldiers, our active duty soldiers that's right here on their mental health. A lot of people they're stressed. They're stressed. I'm stressed. I'm just a mom. I'm stressed because I don't know what's gonna wind up happening. That young baby that lost her life, those four soldiers, I know you heard about it.
I did.
They're not a part of the 18 that was killed in battle.
Yeah.
So now they're gonna wind up not having benefits going to their family. I think that's some bull ass. It's
The
bull ass. I'm trying to do so much better because I think my pastor might be watching.
government
So
has the ability
yes,
to pay them no matter what. If they wanted to pay them under their SGI, their GI insurance or life insurance policy, that $100,000, they still can. Because if they were active duty, even though they weren't in the middle of a war, they still can. They still have the option. But Trump is not going to do that because Stephanie, look, they opened up the Capitol for Lindsay's funeral. But when that
yeah,
senator that lady up north, her and her husband was unalive, the dog, they flew
yeah,
it. They didn't do any. Trump pick and choose what he wants to do. But when the Republican passed away, they all came out and supported and they allowed the body to lay out in the state in the Capitol. But yet, when the senator who was unalived, just what was it, late last year, her dog,
Yeah.
her husband was on it, was
The husband in
they
Minnesota.
any of
Yeah.
Stephanie? Any of
Yeah.
them. And speaking of ICE, you know the with the last couple of pew pewing with ICE and the unaliving down in Houston recently, the ICE agents were not wearing the body cameras that they were supposed to have been wearing. When they had this issue with funding, they said that part of the deal going forward when they gave new budget and new money to ICE that they will go around with the body cameras on. That has not been happening, Stephanie.
So where is our tax dollars going?
ICE still getting it. ICE still is getting the money. Not only did they get the money from the big bitter bill, they got the money that was given to them specifically, and now more money has been allocated back toward them. And so all the things that they said they were going to do when the government shut down, they said they weren't going to do certain funding. ICE has got enough money to fund them through the rest of this presidency's term, Stephanie.
Yeah.
So again, what is happening? The working class people of America are still being unalived, still being hurt, still being harmed, whether it's healthcare, whether it's ICE attacking certain communities, whether it's children being taken out on boats and being unalived. It
Hmm.
doesn't matter. We're being taken out
Trafficking.
in numbers, and it's like a survival of the fittest, Stephanie.
It really is. And that even goes with our gas prices. You got to sit up here and really wonder, do I need to go get this loaf of bread or do I need to put gas in my car? I can't do both. So there's a family out there that's going to go without food for a day
Mm-hmm.
because they got to put gas in the car to go to work. Because if they don't go to work, they don't get paid. So guess what? They can't feed their family. They can't pay these high utility bills all over the place. They can't pay their phone bill. Everything is going up except for the
Mm-hmm.
pay. And that's where I have a problem with, and I have a problem with our government. I have a problem with you're not taking care of the people. The people that carried this freaking country on its back, the essential workers that carried this country on its back when the country shut down. The essential workers that were risking their lives to make sure you had what you needed. That grocery stocker that was stocking those shelves, risking his or her life to make sure that you can go buy all your toilet tissue, to make sure you could go get your water, to make sure the nurses and the doctors that were overly stressed from seeing these people that are sick and all these dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
The essential workers and the Amazon people that were making sure that you was getting your package no matter what. You was getting your package on time. But nobody took care of the essential workers, and they're still not taking care of the essential workers right now. And that's where I have a problem with, and I 1000% agree with you, Kenneth, is that we got to change and get rid of these dirty people that are not taking care of the people. There is no reason why a child should be going to school hungry. There's no reason. But Greg Abbott think it's okay to cut that. There is no reason why an elder person that don't work their bus off should have to wind up paying these high tax property taxes when it should have been at a certain level. After you don't pay at your house off, whatever your tax rate is, leave it right there. That's how much you're going to
Hell,
have to
far as
pay
I'm
to
concerned,
use
Tiffany,
it.
once you pay for your house, we shouldn't have to keep paying taxes on any damn way. They're charging us.
Exactly.
You're paying taxes on your paycheck when you get paid. You pay tax on that money again at the end of the year. We're taxed at least 2 or 3 times
We taxed out.
during the year. At the end of the year, when you go to the store and you buy food, you're paying tax for tax for tax. We need a system in Texas in place that once you have paid for your property, you have paid your taxes, you're done. You should not have to
Exactly.
constantly repay taxes on your property every damn year. Once you pay for your property, Stephanie, it should be yours. But if you miss those taxes, the government come in and take your house and say, "Oh, we foreclosed because you didn't pay your property taxes." So, do you truly own any damn thing? No.
No, you don't. You don't. And especially our elderly people, if they want to just let's just say, like right now, my husband is retired. I'm gonna use my family as an example. My husband is retired, right? If he passes, I still gotta pay the house note. I still got to pay the property taxes. If we pay the house off, I still got to pay the property taxes because I'm not a senior. But those seniors, and that happens to a senior, and they lose their spouse, they lose their extra income. They
Mm-hmm.
finna lose their house. They gonna get taxed out of their homes, and I think it's wrong. And I believe there is some kind of way that we should be able to freeze it.
We can. And the governor has a lot of power. But this is what I say, Stephanie. We need our county commissioners to step the hell up. We need our
Yep,
city council members to step the hell up. We need our mayors to step the hell up. Because while they were running around here passing legislation to give themselves raises, none of them passed any legislation along with the state house to ramp in the taxes for the seniors, the taxes for the elderly, the taxes for the disabled, things to make it much more easier for the everyday working class family, Stephanie.
mhm.
They have not done it. They have not started. They ain't did a damn thing to help you or I, much less our brothers and sisters who are a lot less fortunate than we are, or our elders, or our seniors, or our veterans.
Yeah,
Nothing has been done. So people need to remember when you got these county commissioners acting running for re-election, look at what the hell they did for you. Not a damn
exactly.
thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize for calling out these sorry ass elected officials that we have on a local level, on a state level, and a federal level. We need to
Exactly.
look at what they've done, and we need to wipe the whole damn slate, Stephanie, and we need to start the hell over. Period, hands
Yeah.
down. I don't care where you go, Stephanie, but it's affecting our children, our seniors, our veterans. People are losing their life, they're losing their housing. The cost of living is still going up. The economy is still in a recession, it's still declining because the cost of fuel and the cost of lights, gas, water is still rising, but wages haven't changed, Stephanie.
It hasn't. People, what is the national? What is it, 750? Is the state average
$7
of
Stephanie.
and I'm like, you expect this young? Let me tell you something. I know this young person that graduated in engineering. Why is he still working, making probably I'm gonna say maybe 12, $13 an hour, but he has a degree. There is no so our babies are graduating from college right now, and they don't have a job to go to. So now they got to go work for a company that's gonna pay them less
Under
than the average,
Lord. Yep.
under, minimum wage should be $15 an hour, period. It should start there. It shouldn't be under there. It shouldn't be under $15 because people still have to be able to live to survive. You want your workers, and I'm gonna get on this job thing because I believe in paying your people. If you pay your people will come to work.
Yeah. You got to show them appreciation. If employees do not feel appreciated, they do not work. They underperform, and they look
Yeah,
for ways to cut corners. And then your service, your business suffers. But when you appreciate your employees and you give them what they're worth and make them feel heard and seen, they
yeah,
perform so much better.
exactly. But when you study cutting, I've seen people, they're getting their hours cut, 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 cut. And they're sitting up here demanding, I need you to go do this. You want them to do a job of 5 people, but you just cut their hours down to 32 or 24, almost to a PT, and you want them to still perform. How are they going to perform when they worried about, do I have food?
They can't perform.
Can I put gas in my car to come do what you need me to do? The system is broken, and I strongly believe people, y'all got to get out to go vote. Y'all have to get out to go vote because if you're not affected, if you personally not affected, I guarantee you there is somebody in your family that is being affected by what is going on right now. We have to make a change. We got to make a change in Texas. Texas is not a red state, is a non-voting state, and we need the people to get out to go vote. We need to vote Abbott out. We need to go vote Paxton out. We need to go vote all of them out of office because we had 30 years of them.
Damn right.
All of this stuff is going wrong in your life, and you live in the state of Texas. Look at who's in charge. The
Hmm.
Democrat Party, the Independent Party, they ain't got nothing to do with it. They try to push, but if it's not enough of them to go and vote to make the change, there's nothing they can do. It's just dead air.
Yeah. See,
So people, y'all got to go out to go vote for people that actually care about you, that's gonna get out there and roll their sleeves up and get out there and do the work.
we need the ability to recall people. If you have been elected to office and you get there and you're not doing your damn job, we need the ability to recall you from your position. Because if
You
you
get
go
fired
in
on
to
your
Dollar or
job if you're not
hospital,
doing it.
yeah, Stephanie, you go to work any other damn job and you're not doing your job, they can fire you. It's an at will
Mhm.
state. It can at will employment. We need the same ability to do these things to our congressmen, our senators, our state elected officials, our local elected officials. If they're not doing their damn jobs, we need to relieve them of their duties and put somebody in that place that's going to do their job. Full stop, period, the end. Because until we do that, nothing is going to change, Stephanie. And we're going to continue to go down this hill where it's going to take a lot more to dig us out of. But for those that think they're exempt, like you just said, it will affect your children, your children's children, your children's children for years to come. So you might
It
think you
is.
escaped, but you didn't get away from it. It's going to come back and slap you in your damn face.
It is, and then you know what? Your kid, that your little 6-year-old child, 10 years from now, is gonna be asking you, "Mommy, Daddy, why didn't y'all stand up? Why didn't y'all go vote?" It's not time for you not to go vote, because I know people that sitting up there saying, "I'm not gonna vote. My vote not gonna matter." Your vote do matter. Why do you think it's they work so hard into trying to make sure that they block you from being able to vote? Ladies, if you're married, make sure you go get your paperwork. And I'm one of them. I got to go make sure I have all my paperwork just for me to go vote for my dang on self.
Trump filed a motion with the Supreme Court asking them to give him and the post office the right to eliminate mail in ballots to determine who can and cannot participate in a mail in ballot process. But see, nobody's talking about this, Stephanie. He just
No,
filed a case in the Supreme Court because the local Supreme Court and the local district court told him he did not have the right and they kicked it back. So he filed an emergency petition over in the Supreme Court, who normally gives him what the hell he asked for, but nobody's talking about it. But yet we got to, and he wants it done in enough time so that it can be in effect for the November's election. But nobody's talking about that. What?
this is why let's talk about stuff is so important, because we talk about things that ain't nobody else talking about, because the regular news cycle, they're not going to talk about the things that Kenneth and I are talking about. I'm going
Mhm.
to talk about it because I'm not afraid. I want to talk about it because the people need to know. People need to not be lied to. I'm going to tell you the truth. If I know it, I'm going to tell it. And I'm bringing guests on that's going to tell you too, because you need to know what's going on in your community. You need to know what's going on in our state. You need to know what's going on in our country, because a lot of things are being going on and they sweeping it up on the rug. They distraction. Everything is distraction.
It's
And
an
I'm
election
telling
year.
y'all,
Yep.
y'all have to wake up. Get out there. Go help these candidates that's running for office. Donate to them, because everything that there is being done, trying to get lists to go make sure people know who to go vote for. That stuff costs. Getting signs out to go put signs out in the yards and on these street corners and stuff. That stuff costs money to advertise. Help your candidates that you truly believe in. I believe in having a town hall, and I'm gonna have to go do a town hall. Kenneth, we're gonna have to do a town hall together. We're so close enough together, we can do a town hall together. But we gotta be able to talk about the things that's going on in our communities, because the people gotta wake up.
Yeah.
It is time for us to wake our folks up. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, Independent, or a non-voter. Y'all need to wake up and vote for the people that's actually going to do the job for you, because the people that y'all hired
Hmm.
for the past 30 years don't give two nickels about you. They already done took the pennies away, so now we're on to the nickels. They don't care two nickels about you.
And they stand in office until they die.
Yes. Or put on ice. They dead and they on ice until they come up with a new election or whatever. Y'all wake up. Wake up, Texas. Wake up.
New day, new dawn, new time, people. We are in trouble. Don't
We
complain
are.
about tomorrow if you're not going to do a damn thing about it today. Because I can tell you, you're not exempt. And it will affect every one of us on one form, fashion, or level or another, Stephanie. None of
It
us
is.
exempt.
And these young people, I'm doing everything I possibly can to fight for them. And I know you are too. And that's one of the reasons why I'm running for county commissioners, because I'm looking at the future. I hear in Denton County is constantly growing. We almost have over a million in our county, but we don't have a lot of infrastructure in place. Some of it is there, but it's not enough. We need to expand. We need to make sure that we do the right thing for our future, because our future is coming quicker than we know it is. And before you know it, we're gonna be knee jerking because we got county roads are not being fixed. They're being flooded. They got potholes all over the places. The rails that's on it are jacked up and they're not fixed and nobody cares. We got money, but where's the money going to? Those are the things that we need to address. Those are the things that I want to address. And I know my guy here, Kenneth, he's running for office, for whatever office that he decides to run for. I fully support Kenneth. It's the right person that's going to have your back and going to do the right thing for the people. Because at the end of the day, I'm that people too. So what's good for me is also good for you. So if I feel like I need to be driving down the road, which I was a couple of weeks ago, driving on the highway and wind up getting a flat tire on the interstate, Kenneth. I was on the interstate and had to pull over and start changing my tire because we got stuff on the road that nobody's taking care of. You can't see people getting their tires blown out because
Potholes
somebody
really
hit
get
red
one tire.
potholes. Yeah. We have it's so much stuff that needs to be fixed, but we cannot fix this stuff until we get the right people in office that's gonna do the right thing. And if they don't and you hire them and they don't do what they're supposed to do, you have the right to fire them.
I agree 100%, Stephanie. Expansion without a stable infrastructure is pointless because the entire thing is going to collapse. If you don't build
It
a
is.
solid foundation as you building a house, if a house is not built on a solid foundation, it collapses. And that's the same thing with our
Okay.
government, same thing with our communities. If you don't have a stable foundation, it all comes down. Period. Full stop.
Exactly. Y'all, we have to fight for the people. I'm one of those ones, and Kenneth is one of those ones. We're going to fight for the people, but we need the people to also fight too. This is not the time to sit on your hands or be playing games or whatever you do. This is the time that we need to organize and we need to be hidden and give come October, which is when we start early voting. You need to go early vote and come November 3rd, vote for who is going to take care of you.
Yeah.
It, all that other stuff is meaningless.
Yeah. It's
You
irrelevant.
got to vote for somebody that's going to take care of you because right now, who we have in office, local levels, state levels, federal levels, a lot of them are not doing the job that they were called to do.
No, they ain't
And a
doing
lot
shit.
of y'all
I'm
are
gonna say it.
supporting them to not do the job that they're supposed to do. You wonder why you got to go and figure out how you're going to put Medicaid. You don't have Medicaid or Medicaid for your kid. Why? Because you voted for that. You voted for your kid not to have health care.
Yep.
You don't have food stamps. Your food stamps got cut. You voted for that. You voted for that. So if you say, I didn't go vote, you voted for that because you didn't go vote. We got to take care of business. And right now, 2026 is the year that we take care of business. We got to make sure that we reform and take control of our state and get the right people in office that's going to do the work and not all that lip service. Because I don't like all that lip service because people tend to lie.
We're getting a lot of lip service with no action.
Exactly. I need some action. I need you to show me. Show me what you're gonna do. Show me where the money is. We need transparency. Kenneth, I know like in Fort Worth, we need transparency and see where's all this money going to? Why are you not fixing things? In my area, why are you not fixing the roads? Why
Look at your
why
city
we
council
don't have
pocketbook.
right? Somebody's getting the money, but it's not where it should be going to.
That was
We
a
got mental health. We need mental health centers out here in Denton County. We don't have it. So we got to take our people to Fort Worth or to Dallas or to some other county that may have structure. We don't have it.
That was a huge write up on from the Fort Worth report about how many of our local officials are taking kickbacks. They wrote up a huge article and it was all over Facebook and it brought up Chris Nettles, it brought up Mia Hall and some of the other ones in City Council for Fort Worth. that was taking money and voting for the data centers against the people. They need to go back and they need to look at how these people are voting. And if they're not serving the needs of their community, guys, they need to get the hell out of office.
I
I'm
agree
sorry.
with you. I agree with you because I'm gonna tell you like this here. If you know that you got an area that is very don't have enough water and it's gonna be hard to get electricity for everybody, why would you put a center in a slap dag in the middle of a neighborhood that's gonna damage that neighborhood? Now I'm against that. Now people might say, well, yo, you support it. No, I do not support data centers. I don't believe in it. I believe that they need to come up with their own stuff. If you're gonna put them here, they need to provide their own water. We don't need to give them no tax break. We don't need them here in Texas, period. We've been doing just fine without them. We don't need them.
Follow the
Now,
money.
yeah. So I'm like this here. We're going to end on this here. People, get out, go vote. If you want to help candidates, get out there and go help these candidates, block walk, phone banking, donate to them. Do whatever it is that you can and go register to go vote and go register, be a register so you can go help people go vote. Because this is not the time to play anymore. Y'all, we got to fight. This is it. If we don't flip some of these seats to make some changes so we can see the changes, as Candace say, we're going to be still saying the same things 2 years from now, which will be the president election time. We're going to be saying the same thing. And this man thinking that he's going to run for the fourth time. I don't know where he get that from, but he thinks he's going to run for the fourth time and be the president again. We got to stop stuff like that.
Start by voting.
Let's do the right thing and take care of our future because our future generation is looking at us and wondering why are we sitting down and not doing anything to protect them. Wake up, folks. Parents, don't be overworking so much to where you don't see what's going on politically. I get it. I hate watching the news too because a lot of times there's a lot of bull crap that be on there. But pay attention to what's going on. You see the grocery prices. You see that when you go into the grocery store, and I keep mentioning the grocery store, you go into the grocery store, you can't eat lettuce because there's something wrong with the lettuce. You can't eat berries because there's something wrong. The berries are contaminated. You can't eat beef because there's something wrong with the beef. They are doing this deliberately, y'all. They're doing this deliberately to control what you are consuming so they can get you to eat what they want you to eat. They even went so far as reduce the water. They were saying they were recalling water too, certain brands of water.
Remember that.
Y'all wake up. Now they're going on to the tampons. What's his name? Paxton sitting up there talking about dang on tampons. Talking about, I want to go and see what's going on. Man, you go deal with your Viagra. Sit from between our legs. We
They
don't
lowered the
want
price of the
you,
Viagra though.
right? Go do something about Viagra. That gives people heart attacks. Go do something about that.
They don't mind dying
You
for
know,
that.
I'm gonna get off my soapbox because I go there, Kenna. See, that's why I love having you on here because we get into the good stuff.
Trust me, there was so much more I could have dove into, but I had to cut it back, because we be here all
No, no. You know what? I'm gonna bring you back on here again, and we'll talk about this some more. And I'm definitely bringing you back on here when I have the ministers on here. I gotta set a good time for them to come on here so we can be asking these questions that we have. Because my pastor already told me, he's like, "Yeah, let me know when you're ready to have me on, so I can write it into my schedule. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna make sure I have the bishop on here and make sure that Patrick is on here so we can ask them them questions that we all want to know." And I want to know, how do they feel, because a lot of this stuff is impacting them too. And the churches are being affected by all of this, especially our black churches. They're being affected about what's going on. I can't say what's going on in anybody else's churches, but I know in our community, our churches are being affected. But you know what? We understand the struggle and know how to survive.
yeah, that part. As they say, clock it. That part. Let me stop. Let me
I
leave that.
just learned that. I was doing this. But Kenneth, I'm gonna let you go ahead spotlight you so you can talk about yourself, what you got going on.
All right,
Go
guys.
ahead.
I'm gonna make this short, fast, and quick. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Dr. Kenneth Morgan Aguilera, and I'm running for Fort Worth City Mayor. But I want to take this time to say, guys, if get out and support your people. I'm not gonna get on here and give you this everyday pitch that most people give. I want you to take the time to get to know who's running for the office near you because you need to know who, what, and why they're running, and you need to know where they're coming from because we've had enough lip service. Now it's time for action. Back to you, Steph.
Oh wow.
Oh, you can't get it out? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm gonna say you can't get it. Let me
I
get you one of
got
those
it. I got it.
blue
That was
pills. Them blue
quick.
pills. Them blue pills will help you
That
get it up.
was I don't need no blue pill.
But you need one. But I gotta have that.
Lord, Lord, let me tell you. But Kim, it was a blessing to have you back on here, and I want you to come back on here. This is your home, honey. Whenever you're ready to come on here to talk about whatever's going on, come on. You know, I just love having you on here because I can be. It's 8:21, and we just been chatting away. That's what I'm talking about. It's like talking
Wow,
to my
I didn't
best
even
friend.
realize it.
We
Mm.
had some good conversations. And y'all, please like and share. The only way that we can get the word out about what's going on, if you like it and you share it, support this channel because this channel is trying to get the message out to everywhere. And you never know. You might catch us on the radio one of these old days. You never know what's going to wind up happening.
Or
But
TV.
stay tuned. Hey, you never know. Let's talk about stuff is always talking about something, and we ain't afraid. So we'll see you on next time on Let's Talk About Stuff. And don't forget, be safe, have your plan ready to get out to go vote. And we'll see you next time. We are out of here.